Hey guys, happy Tuesday. Brooke and Laura here for Legal Talk Tuesday. Happy New Year to everybody. This is actually our first chat back, our first chat of 2020 and our first chat or talk show, whatever, in a couple of weeks. So we're getting back into it. Really grateful that you allow us into your Tuesdays every week. And today we kind of just wanted to kick off the year talking about specifically our law firm. We get a lot of questions. We know we're a little bit different, and for some people, they don't know what that looks like. So we're going to talk a little bit about what it looks like to work with us versus working with what you're going to typically think you'll be doing working with a lawyer, and why we do things the way that we do.
Exactly. This is just kind of an overview. It's a reminder to some, and it's a new thing to others. But we'll start off with talking about what does it look like to work with an attorney here at MVL. When I say MVL, it's just the abbreviation from MyVirtual.Lawyer. We're also kind of known as O'Brien and Moore here in Arkansas. It makes things easier for us when we help you file things in court. But MVL, it's all of the above. It encompasses everything. So our law firm, like Brooke said, it's structured very differently than most law firms. We are a virtual limited scope representation law firm. And what does that mean? So with limited scope, that means that if you hire us to help you, we represent you for a specific issue. And even inside of that issue, we just do specific pieces of your representation. An example of that is if you hire us for a divorce, we work with you on legal advice related to working with your spouse, coming to an agreement on what the divorce, the final outcome of the divorce looks like. We also will draft your documents for court. So you have an attorney who's actually drafting the documents for you instead of you going online and getting a form that you fill out yourself. So we're actually drafting those documents specifically for you. And we give you also detailed instructions on how to file, what to do with those documents, how to file the documents in court, how to officially get the papers to your spouse, how you set a court hearing date, prepare you for the hearing itself. We mostly work with what's called uncontested divorces. That doesn't mean that you start off agreeing on everything, but you end up agreeing on everything. So, we help you kind of through that process. Where that looks different and what we don't do with our limited scope representation and why it's limited scope representation is we don't actually file for you. Like a traditional attorney will file your paperwork with the courts for you. We don't file for you or perform any of the administrative tasks. We'll talk a little bit, Brooke will talk a little bit about, or maybe it's me, I can't remember. One of us will talk about the why we do that. But we don't file for you. We don't perform administrative tasks. We don't actually go with you to court. We help you prepare for court, but we don't go with you to court. We don't negotiate with your spouse for you. We help you and empower you to negotiate with your spouse yourself. And if there's another attorney involved, if your spouse has an attorney, for example, we don't actually negotiate with that other attorney for you. We just, again, help you with legal advice and help you understand kind of how to talk to that other attorney. And in a minute here, we'll talk about why this works and why it's better for you.
Right. And so like Laura mentioned, we are entirely virtual. So if you sign up with us online, we do not have a physical office to go to. We have one listed. That is not an office that you will go to. We have that happen occasionally. It's very rare because we communicate, but we do practice in a virtual environment. Kind of what does that look like? It's kind of the same. Let's see. Sorry. Woo. Hello. I've just put my glasses on, and so we kind of talk a little bit when we have these conversations because we really want it to be conversational, but we also try to make sure that we have everything, so we keep a list. And I just put my glasses on and I'm not adjusting. So anyways, bear with me. What it looks like,
going back and forth between my contacts and glasses, I do the same thing. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I thought about it literally right before we went live and stuck on. But so what that looks like is, you're going to schedule an appointment with us on our website. We both have calendars on our website, MyVirtual.Lawyer, if you haven't visited it yet, but you're able to go on and book the appointment at your convenience. So it's there. You don't have to have somebody else do it. You can go in and do it. You can see when we're available and go in on your own time, whether it's, 1 a.m. you decide you need to talk to us about something, you can go see when we're available and schedule something or whatever. We talk on the phone for the consultation. It's a phone consultation so that we can both decide if it's a good fit for each other. If we are and you hire us, then everything again is remote, and there's so many things that you can do remotely to make it more convenient for everybody. But we send you an agreement for our services that you sign electronically in the cloud. All of our things are very secure, so you can be confident in knowing that your communications with us are protected. We also start payments either in full or with a payment plan. And so, that's done electronically as well. You're set up in a secure client portal, which is a little bit different than when you're imagining working with an attorney. You're thinking maybe you're calling them, you're having to go physically down to their office. For us, you do not have to do that. We have a portal where we communicate for the entire duration of our relationship with you. You'll receive an intake form to fill out for whatever matter we're helping you with so that we can gather more details about your situation. Again, you can sit down on your own time and complete those things. And we also draft the documents for you and share those inside the portal. So that way that you have them, we can collaboratively, I kind of said it that time, work together to make sure that everything is personalized and custom, like Laura said, because it is not just here's a template. It is a custom document preparation. And so once we've agreed upon those, then we provide you instructions, just step by step what to do. And then we're also there if you have any follow-up questions. So all questions, comments, chats, document exchanges, payments are all done within that client portal.
Exactly. And, the next thing we'll talk about is why do we do it this way? So we've kind of alluded to it a little bit, both Brooke and I, when we're talking about how we practice law, but why do we practice law this way? Number one, it's super convenient for you. All communications happen in a secure online environment, and that allows you to ask and answer questions whenever it's convenient for you. So whether it's on a break at work, late at night after the kids go to bed, whenever, you don't have to make an appointment to go into an office, like Brooke said, take time off work. You don't have to wait for a returned phone call, which if you've ever worked with a lawyer before, sometimes you can wait a really long time for a returned phone call. That's part of the reason that we use this secure environment. It's like an instant messaging type situation where you have a direct line to your attorney. And because they're answering on this secure portal, they can do it from anywhere. And so we have kind of a general 24-hour rule on responding to messages, but you don't have to, again, wait for me to have time for 10 minutes on the phone or an hour on the phone. We can just go back and forth in the secure messaging portal. So that's huge. That convenience is huge. It also allows us to keep our fees down for you. We don't have the typical overhead of a law firm with a fancy office. Like Brooke said, we practice in an entirely virtual environment. We don't have a physical address like a typical attorney does. We do have a physical address, but it's not one where we're going to go sit down and have a conversation. So that helps us keep our fees down without having the overhead of a fancy office staff, people who come in and we pay them to water our plants. All that stuff are things that your typical law firm has to pay. And that's kind of built into the fees that they charge you. We also don't believe in hourly billing. So because we're virtual, because we're limited scope representation, it allows us to charge flat fees, meaning that it's one fee. It's transparent. You know upfront what it's going to cost for you. There's no hidden fees, no surprise bills. You know exactly how much you're going to pay your attorney before you even sign up for our services or hire us to help you. So those are some of the big reasons that we practice law this way. It's really for you to make this a better relationship, a better situation for you, because people don't usually hire an attorney for happy things. We do, business law that's probably the biggest happy thing that we do. We also do adoptions and guardianships, and those tend to be happy. But it's, we want to make this convenient for you.
Right. And so just to kind of recap, like Laura's saying, it's really important to us to make this a very user-friendly experience for you. We're not robots. We're here if, someone would prefer a video chat to a call. We try to be flexible with that, but we want to make sure that we are available to you in a way that is most efficient and productive for everybody. So that way we're moving you along on whatever we're helping you with as quickly as possible, and doing it in a way that is as cost effective as possible as well. Like Laura said, we handle business, family, and estate law here at the firm. Laura does our estate and family law, and I handle our business law. And if you hire us for that, you're going to be working with us and directly communicating with us. So there's no tiered system here. You'll be able to ask us the questions that you need to ask us. So next week we'll be here, same time, 11:30 Central for Legal Talk Tuesday. And we hope you guys have a great week back. Most of you sending the kids back to school and starting back to work. And so we're trying to get back in the groove ourselves, and we hope to see you here next week. Thanks, guys.